All right, if you clicked on this, you already know what's going on. So this is my 2010 Tacoma, and I'm doing a little bit of a different install today. So I've recently been talking to CustomPuddleLights.com, and they sent me out this little package here. Full disclosure, this is a sponsored product, but I wouldn't put anything on my channel that I didn't fully support or think you guys would appreciate. So with that said, I've already done the passenger side, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like right now. So under the doors, super clean. Everything looks very OEM. Routing, wiring, everything turned out great. The projection's awesome, and I have it on both front and rear. So now that this is all done, and I know exactly what I'm doing, you don't have to watch me struggle with the driver's side. I can give you a full walkthrough here because they're identical, minus running the wire across under the dash, which that's nothing. So yeah, let's get at it. Okay, here's a quick look at what's in the box. So you're gonna have your puddle lights, of course, and these are a universal design because second gens don't have factory puddle lights. And if you go this route, then they're also gonna send you a hole saw for your lights, which works out super nice. And then to wire everything up, I'm just using some budget-friendly 18 gauge setup, super cheap stuff. I got some cheap little T-taps here. You can use posi taps, whatever you want. But these are just to tap into the ground, and we'll only be using 2 of them. So you'll see exactly how I'm gonna run all this stuff. And then to build the little harness and tie these guys in, I'm just using some of these little cheap solder connections because these are just a couple of LEDs, so everything, you know, doesn't need to be overbuilt. But anyways, let's get after it. All right, to start out, we're gonna tear everything down. So first we gotta pull this guy off, and these are somewhat brittle, so you'll wanna be careful, but just kind of pull straight out on it. And then you'll see these little white clips in here. You'll wanna try and see if you can pinch those guys, maybe use some pliers if you need to. I might need to. But you'll take those guys back. All right, here's a close-up shot of these little guys. And I'll leave a link for everything, of course, clips included in the description. So if you break any, because sometimes it happens. But anyways, you're gonna pull them out, put them back on here. It's easier with 2 hands. And then this guy will be ready to pop back in. Next up, there's a clip right here in the door jamb. These are a little strange, but you just push them in and then they'll come loose. A lot of times these are broken. I'm actually missing a couple, so I need to order some, but I'll leave a link in the description for these as well. Okay, with those out of the way, you've just got a Phillips screw in this little door here and another one in this door right here. And you can just use a little flat head or little plastic pick to pop these out and expose those screws. As you can see, there's just a little Phillips in there, and then the same is true up here, just a little Phillips. So we'll get those taken out. Then we've got some clips around the door that will just pop loose. The big one goes on the bottom, little one up top. And then for popping the door off, I find it easiest to just start on this inside edge. Most of this is pretty tight, but over here there's a little bit of a gap, and it was the same on the passenger side. And you can use a clip tool if you want, but I just gently apply pressure and it'll come off. All right, with everything popped loose, we still have to unplug the master switch here, and you can actually pry this up and unplug it from out here, but I'm always leery of prying on these because I've broken before and it's not fun. So I prefer to just lift the panel off the door and unplug it. Next up, we got to pull this kick panel here and this bit of trim out right here. So it's pretty straightforward. Just pull this guy up and set it to the side. There's one nut, it's like a plastic nut that's in here that you don't want to forget because you'll be yanking on stuff and not understand why it's not coming out, but it's just a little plastic nut. So set that guy over here. Then this guy, I can probably do this one-handed, but just be gentle with it, especially on these older pickups. But Let's see if I can walk this up one-handed. There we go. And then it clips in to that piece right there. So we'll take this guy out. We can set it wherever. Then with that nut out, this guy kind of just comes straight out. It's got some interesting little clips. And let's see. One-handed's always super fun, but there we go. So you can see, got the two clips right there. Lastly, we need to remove this speaker because we're going to run through this grommet right here, and the easiest way to get there is just behind this speaker. We'll bring our harness on through over here to our puddle light. So it's just 410 mils, and unplug this guy. With that speaker out, you can see how accessible that grommet's going to be. So we just got to pop it out on both sides, and then we'll be ready to run our harness through. Okay, I've got the boot popped out here, and you can see it's on the top and the bottom, so we can fish our harness up through here into the cab, and then we'll run down this door jamb, make our way to the back. So next we'll disassemble the back, and then we'll run all of our wiring. Okay, the back door is pretty similar to the front door. So we got one of these push plugs. You can see some of mine were broke. This one is obviously broke. Then you got to remove this trim piece right here. See if we can do this one-handed without breaking anything. Maybe. There we go. All right, so got a couple of those clips came off, actually all of them, in the door. So we'll dig those out, put them back on here, and then we have to take this trim piece out, and then we'll pop this guy loose right here and expose everything that we need to make our way back to the ground switch right here. Okay, for this rear door panel, you've just got the one screw in this little door right here, just like the front. Make sure you remove that plug. Remember, mine was broken, so it just kind of came out. And you should have a screw in here, but mine doesn't. So you will yank that out. Once you get that screw out, we'll yank this screw. And then same thing, up here towards the front is a gap. And then we'll work around these clips and remove this panel. We also got to remember to unplug this guy. So I'll get this yanked off and we'll move on. Okay, so we got the rear all torn apart, everything's exposed and ready to start running wiring. I'm back up front here, and I just wanted to show kind of how I do this. So you can see here that the bottom boot and the top are removed from their sockets, and then I'm able to fish this line from the bottom up through, pull all my excess through because I have to come out into here so I can tie in my power, and run that all the way back, and then bring my ground all the way back to here so I can use that for my switch, and then drop back down, run into this door with power, come back out and up to the other ground switch in the rear. So these all are independent and turn off with the ground. So obviously I'm going to be in the way of the shot, so I'm just going to get this all ran and then come back and give you a full walkthrough of exactly how everything's laid out. Okay, on the B pillar in here, you're going to have this weird little cover right here, and there's a notch cut out on both sides. If you just kind of grab it, see if I can show you. If you kind of just grab it, and down here on these like little lips, if you just push in on it, you can pop it out. So I pull it from the other side like so, and then push it on this side, and you can get that guy out. Let's see here. There we go. So it's just this little cover here, but this covers the harness that runs through this grommet. So you need to get that out so you can fish through. Okay, all of our harnesses ran. So just a quick overview here. Got our grounding switch. This is the switch that activates your dome lights, and now it's going to activate the puddle light. But this is where I was talking about doing that little splice right here, so you can see that black wire and how it just splices into that little switch. So now whenever you open the door, it'll ground out this part of the circuit, but the ground runs across, meets back up with the harness that comes through the grommet. Where's it at? Right there. And jumps into the door. And then in your doors, you'll want to make sure to follow the factory harness that's inside so you stay clear of the window. But anyways, we'll just come through. Here's a pigtail for this guy. Then up front, we've got the switch right here, you can see, and the button is right here. You can see the splice in it and the red and black wire where I opened that harness up so I could split the grounds and make the ground go to the back for this guy and then the ground go to the front for this guy, but keep the power to both front and rear all the way through with no splice. So coming up to the front, same thing, jump through into this door, follow the factory harness, and then my puddle light's going to be located right here. As for power, under my dash, what I decided to do, because I didn't want to splice into anything, so I'm just running a piggyback because these little LEDs don't draw a lot. So I'm running off the door lock switch, which is a constant power under the dash. And then that way I don't have to jump through the firewall or anything like that. And that's pretty much that. So I'm going to button all this up, clean everything up, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so to drill the holes in these door panels, I'm not doing any crazy measurements, just kind of eyeballing it and roughly 2/3 out from the hinge side. So these are the cup holders right here. You can see them on the inside. And for the passenger door, I literally just shot on the outside of this, I don't know, this little molding here. So just on the outside and centered in here. Again, nothing critical. And the rear door is already done. So I'm going to knock this one out, show you how it goes together, and we'll move on. Okay, so I've got the door just resting on the window jamb there, but you can see the hole and roughly where we lined up. So the hole is right here. So you can see we're just on the outside. And then under here, you can kind of see where that hole, see if we can get it to focus, is in line with that. There you go. So I'm going to set you guys up, see if I can't fish that up in there, plug it in, and orient this light, and then we'll pop this door back in. Okay, so we're just going to fish this light up through here. And it would have been easier to just plug it in here, but I wanted to kind of give an idea of how this goes. So there we go, lights in, as you can see. And then I'll just orient these roughly to the position I want them in, and just pop it in like so. Now we'll pop the rest of this door in and you can see how it's going to look. Here's a couple shots just to give you an idea of what this looks like in different lighting. I'd like to give a huge shout out to CustomPuddleLights.com for sponsoring this video. If you're interested in getting anything like this for yourself, they make all sorts of different custom lights. Use promo code PRPSBILT, get 10% off, and that's that. So, like always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.